Hi everyone, it's Michelle. I apologize for not being around for quite a while. I will get more into that in a little bit. First, I wanted to share with you the verse that I'm working on. It's in 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 12, and it talks about loving one another. And with Valentine's Day just behind us here, I just wanted to do a verse on love, and partly because I'm also doing a heart on this application. So as you can see, I'm starting with my favorite distress inks. You guys know, if you've watched any of my videos, how much I love distress inks, and I use them all the time. Basically, I'm using these distress inks for a background today, and I'm going to be doing some Zendoodling on the right hand side of the page. Now, out of all my videos that I've done, it's quite surprising, but the one that I did Zendoodling on has gotten the most views. And I think it's because it's something that people are really interested in and intrigued by. And it is something that I would encourage you to try if you haven't tried it. But I will get into more of that in a little bit. First, I wanted to talk to you about the colors that I'm using. The first color that I used there was called Tattered Rose, the really light color. And the second color I was using was Abandoned Coral, which I have to admit is my absolute favorite color right now. I just bought a planner that's that color, and I love it. It's awesome. So the third color that I'm using is called Worn Lipstick. And the fourth color I'm using is called Picked Raspberries. And I was a little bit hesitant to use the Picked Raspberries because it's a very bright pink. And I kind of wanted this to be a bit more muted, I guess. But as I went, I kind of thought, no, it needed a little bit more depth to it. So I decided to include the Picked Raspberries. So, to let you guys know why I've been away for such a while, long while, not doing videos, it's because I have been caught up in Periscope. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Periscope, you need to Google it and get familiar because it is really, really cool. Basically, it is like YouTube, but live. And you get a notification that somebody is live doing a scope. And the awesome thing about Periscope is that you can type in comments as you go, so live. So if I was doing a Periscope, a scope is what it's called, you could type in questions asking if I used a certain color or if I used gesso, which I didn't use in this page, by the way. So, but Periscope is just a really neat way to interact with your viewers while you're doing your art. And it has become really popular with Bible journaling. And if you're interested and you want to know more about it, you can definitely let me know, get in touch with me somehow, and I can definitely help you find more Periscope scopers that do scopes on Bible journaling, and there's quite a lot out there, so it's really fun. My handle on Periscope is at Consider Grace. So my YouTube channel is Considering Grace with an ing, but my Periscope handle is just at Consider Grace. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a warning. My camera cut out on me and skipped the first part of me drawing the heart on the right hand side of the page there. And so I will try and catch you up on what I was doing. And yeah, there it is. Sorry about that. Basically, I did a heart and a heart inside that heart. And then for a border, I did like a scallop around the edge, and then did like a small little U or upside down U inside the scallop. So I did that all the way around. And what I'm doing now as I go around, you can't see because of my hand, but I'm doing like an oval with a circle on the end. And I'm just using that as a border. So the cool thing about Zendoodling is that you can just go with the flow and do what you want. And basically, you just want to do a pattern. And whatever you end up doing, you just want to be a bit consistent with what you're doing. You don't want to just do a zillion patterns everywhere, although I have seen some Zendoodling like that. But it is really up to you how you do it. So for the first heart there that I am drawing, or the one that I just drew, I'm going to be doing a pattern that is like a crisscross, like a cross hatch, I guess, which is like 3 lines vertically and then 3 lines horizontally, 3 lines vertically, and so on. And you just repeat that throughout the whole shape. And that is really what Zendoodling is all about, is patterns and repeating patterns within a shape. So you could practice by drawing a heart or a circle or a square and then just doing certain patterns within that square. So on the second heart, I am doing circles. I'm doing different sizes of circles. They're all small, but they're not all the exact same size. And on the third heart, I am just doing 2 hearts inside it. Now the cool thing about Zendoodling too is that you can choose where to go back at the end and what to color in. And a lot of Zendoodles are left black and white, but you can do it with any kind of pen you want, or pencils, and you can color it whatever you want. It's totally up to you. Right now I'm using a Micron pen, a 08, and what I'm going to do next is, I kind of saw the shape of a leaf on the left-hand side of the heart there. Kind of go with the flow with what you see or what you feel. If you feel that a certain shape would fit in a certain spot, then just go for it, and it's probably going to fit. I just kind of saw the shape of a leaf here, so I thought I would put in a leaf. And as you can see, I'm just doing the lines down the side, and then I will do the opposite on the opposite side of the leaf. You guys know how to draw leaves, so I won't I won't get too deep into that. You'll see quite a difference in the end pictures than what you see during the process video here. That's because after I filmed, I went back and used my Faber-Castell pen and went in and did a lot of coloring in. So it looked quite a lot different in the end. And that's what was different, really. So now what I'm doing is some loops, and these are pretty easy to do. If there's any shapes that you want to do and you're not really sure how, just practice on a piece of paper and you'll get the hang of it. And if you want some ideas of different patterns that you can do, I would suggest going on to Pinterest and do a search on Zendoodling or Zentangling, and you will get unbelievable amounts of stuff that you can use for ideas. That's where I got some of the ideas for these shapes here, so I would encourage you to do that. And if you follow me on Pinterest, it's Michelle Stam. I've got a board that is all for Zendoodling and shapes and stuff like that. It's really fun. So I can't see what I'm doing just there because my hand is in the way. Oh, I'm doing some flowers. I wanted to add some flowers because I added a leaf, so on the opposite side there I just drew some little flowers. And what am I going to do next? I'm going to do some spirals. I think spirals are my favorite thing in Zendoodling. I think they look so cool and are so easy to do. And you can do little ones and big ones, and they're great for a filler. If you've got a little spot left in your shape that you don't know what to put in there, put in spirals. I would really recommend doing that. That saved me quite a few times. See, I'm just adding them to some little spots that could use a little something. And let's see, what am I doing now? I think I'm still doing some spirals. So you can see how it comes together once you get going. Just work on one little area at a time, and it will come together. And you can see what I mean now about coloring it in. Like you could kind of go crazy with how you color it in. Some people use lots of colors. Often they're left black and white. What I did in the end was I used black for a lot of it, and I used a really light shade of pink to color in some of the other areas. So you'll see how it looks in the end. I'm just adding some little dots around the flowers just to add a little bit of depth on that side. And there, it's coming together. So now you'll see in a couple seconds, I'm going to start with coloring it in, and then my camera cut out on me again, so you won't see the whole process of me coloring it in. So I apologize for that, but it can get a little bit boring to watch too, so I'll spare you that. And I've got some pictures here for you to see at the end. And you can just get a better look of what the patterns look like close up. So you can see how it's changing there while I'm coloring it in. Gives it a very different look. So there you can see the close-up. And you can see it's not perfect. There's lots of mistakes in there that I've made. But it all comes together, and the main thing is that we do our best. So thanks for watching, and God bless.